I brought the honeymoon bouquet. Where'd the thief go?
Sorry, yeah, it's we just finished off Eve's whole thing. We brought a trophy.
I will have this trophy as a mint of our relationship.
Mint?
Just eat.
I mean, that sounds about right for his character.
I see what you just did there. I thought it was like a memento, but he just called it a mint. And okay, well played. Welcome back, everybody, to No Stray Roads. Jordy's now the one taking a small little break after all of that, vaporwave, synthwave stuff. We're doing what is unfortunately our final pirate radio broadcast. First caller.
It's Tatiana.
Actually, it's more like.
Cuphead, man.
Oh wait, is that show out yet? I thought it came out in August, or is that?
The pilot was leaked. Like the storyboard for the pilot was leaked, but they still haven't given us an official release date.
In due time. I feel like we're gonna get something before the year's over.
Yeah.
That'd be so nice. Have you heard? While we're listening, have you heard anything about that, Al?
Like the Cuphead Netflix series?
With the animation and
How optimistic of you to say so.
I think he's entranced by this curtain black call at the moment.
that's fair.
Possibly.
Or
Wait.
something may have happened.
Wait, were you
out.
talking to me?
Yeah, we were.
Yes.
We were asking your thoughts on.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
I was too busy simping for Tatiana. I'm sorry.
Okay, we all. No, you're fine. Well, we've all had that moment at least once.
You're fine. So, but yeah, we were saying, have you seen or heard anything? If so, what are your thoughts on the Cuphead Netflix series that they're wanting to make?
I think it's great. Let's see. I follow like a few of the artists, and I've been hearing things from them. It looks really promising, and I've been trying to keep up with the promos. Like, I saw the King Dice one most recently with Wayne Brady, and it looks super promising. But I do think we're going to get some news before the end of the year. But I think it's going to be coming out like possibly next year. For some reason, I'm remembering something about December, but I could be very wrong because I get stuff mixed up. That is what I do.
You're fine.
You're fine. I mean, honestly, I feel like
I just had my biggest Thembo moment right here on camera, simping over Tatiana when you're trying to talk to me. But
You're fine.
no, you're
It was
fine.
just like
You're fine. I mean, I will give you credit. There is something about her voice that I can see being rather enticing to people.
Nothing's wrong with sipping over a weather lady on occasion.
But yes, and then I was gonna say that you're fine, and I'm okay if it does. I'm okay if the show ends up being delayed a little bit more. Like if it can come out a better quality product, then by all means.
it's just like
time on that.
whatever's best for the animators and the people working on it. Honestly, because I've worked in animation, and sometimes a delay should happen. It really should.
I mean, if nothing else, it's at least on brand with the games.
Oh my god, that's mean. Oh my god,
it's not.
It's me. It is me, but it is 100% accurate.
Mean.
Stern but fair. Okay. I'm just saying again. Like, if Delicious Last Course is going to be all the better for the time it's taking, then by all means,
Oh yeah,
it may as well be its own sequel at this point, considering how long we've had to wait.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to pull a Silk Song on it?
I hope.
Possibly.
That'd be cool. But let's just go and do some more. We'll be getting plenty more fans to level up before the end of the game. But for now, we're just trying to pick our end game, since we really only have. We realistically only
Get
have.
it? Heck.
See what you did there. Realistically, we only have one boss fight left, and then we'll have and then just an enemy gone, and then it's over. So I mean, it's nothing. As long as you've been keeping up to date with all of your boss tech and stuff, you should be fine. I almost wonder if that could have been something else that you could have leveled up, is giving you like basic stats like, oh, this makes your dodge roll have more invincibility frames, this makes your attacks more powerful.
I feel like permanent staff buffs like that would have been a little more worthwhile than the temporary ones you put on your instruments via stickers.
Yeah, like stickers thing, like use them to build up level points or something.
Right.
And
She doesn't even play music.
what?
My wife!
I mean, that, to be fair, I don't think, unless there's, like, something we missed, like, all of the NSR groups have, like, their own, like, ways of, like, playing music and whatnot. Like, up to this point, we never really knew, like, what type of contribution, like, Tatiana does bring to NSR.
I mean, maybe she was the one that was the one who suggested EDM in the first place.
My guess, either that or my guess is her whole point of this was she's meant to be like the manager, less so than a performer herself.
Makes sense.
Possibly.
And she runs the local weather traffic report.
We know.
For real
But,
though,
yeah,
Chris is awesome. I absolutely love her sense of humor, and she's a great actress. And it's just like, yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan.
I mean, I don't blame you. In fact, just slight personal thing, like the more I hear her as Tatiana on this, it's kind of like her voice, like that in particular, kind of became a headcanon voice for this Crash Bandicoot character I made.
Really?
It's a very good, stern, like clerical kind of voice, but it's like
not,
it has
harsh.
her enunciation is very good, very nice.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's not like
Sharp
harsh.
strike.
It's not like overimposing. It's just like, nah, she doesn't need to do that. She doesn't need to be scary. She just is imposing. She just is confident and sure of herself, and you hear that. Like, she doesn't have to oversell it.
Yeah, like it's the voice that naturally fits her mantra of order.
Yeah, she's orderly.
Nicole.
You didn't. I know you guys can't see it, but I did trying to do that finger gesture she does whenever she says that.
Okay,
Right.
for some reason, what I was thinking for
Pulls
some
her
reason
on.
was just her just like pulling a Palpatine. It's like unlimited order.
Yes,
Oh, I
let the
recognize that
order
wagon.
flow through you.
And if not that, I was now thinking of like I think somebody said that in one of the Ace Attorney games there's a female judge, and now I could see her being a judge in that like universe, like voice acting.
I think it'd be
her.
fitting.
Anyway,
I would
we're having
just-
one
I would
last
just love to work with
confrontation.
her at some point, just like in my own animations. Just like, so, hey, Chris,
Oh,
if
look.
you're ever free, hey.
Wes found something.
What the?
Ooh,
A tape
it's
recorder?
a tape recorder.
My old tape recorder? You fixed it?
What do you have on it?
It's like, hey, I know you're mad at me, but let me make fun of you further.
Wow.
What? Oh,
Got some
damn
Sprite.
Mayday.
And
I wonder who they got to be Young Zook in that.
not sure, to be honest.
Maybe it's still the same guy.
Mayde's laughing
just,
face
like-
is so cute.
Ha.
And yeah, sorry, Matt, that you had to miss out on this. I know you said that we have full authority to continue these parts, but it's like, I'm sure you would have enjoyed this.
I'm sure he'll give us his full thoughts on that, like in good detail in the comments. Hee haw, hee haw.
Ah, look at him go. But with that said, hopefully Mayday will understand that we're now having to, like, for our own honor, for our own sensibilities, do one last final rap battle.
Look at that fucking jig he's doing. It's like hate is gonna hate.
How can you hate a man looking so jovial? But
Oh,
Oh boy.
You know it gets real when you go to your friend's house and they start speaking a different language to their parents.
yeah.
yeah. And I don't know what I would do if suddenly one of my friends said, "Okay, I'm challenging them to a rap battle." Ah!
I swear, Mayday is so
So
precious.
I will definitely
I'll
say,
just
well, I do still like the first one most of all. Though this one's still really good too, even if, bless her heart for trying, Mayday cannot rap worth crap.
It doesn't.
She's not that
honestly, I
bad.
feel
She's
like
just
it's
a
part of
little
the-
offbeat.
She's trying.
I mean,
Like
honestly, I feel
she is making the effort, and I do appreciate that.
honestly, it feels like not for nothing. I feel like rap is kind of a suggestive medium in that, like, there's really no right way. Because I remember when we were planning out our dub for the WarioWare Gold stuff, like, you had that exact same thought about the rap that 13 amp and 18 volt did. Even though I personally think that, granted, it's more of a comedic rap than anything, I still thought it sounded perfectly fine.
I think
My problem with that one was that the rhythm was off.
It needed to be a bit more downbeat or up tempo like that, something like that. As far as the game though, as I've already mentioned, this to me was probably my real final boss of the game when I was first playing this.
You can even see with my hand right there. It's like, these devils do not hold back.
Yeah. Good thing they had those boigas in the patch.
And even with the burgers, like, I remember trying this at least... I genuinely remember trying this fight, I think, 2 to 5 times before I finally beat it. And because right now it's easy enough while it's, you know, one track at a time. But up ahead, when they're going to start having us do multiple swaps at the same time, again, I feel like my eyes are going cross trying to, like, keep an eye on everything.
Yeah. And again, bless your heart if you can do this with a friend.
Yeah.
Yes. Because then you only have to worry about one track at once.
That's how you know. That's how you know if you're drift
ahead.
compatible.
Yeah.
It's like that's the final test, and that they had to cut that out of Pacific Rim. It's just like, can you do the rap battle together?
I miss that scene when they used to do DDR or something. I don't know. Yeah. More on that whenever Matt and I do RE4 eventually.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun to go through. Like, if for no other reason than the process you two had to go through just to record that Devil May
You know
game.
what? I should ask real quick. Al, what is your opinion on RE4?
Have not
Or
played
Resident Evil and
it.
whatnot.
Resident Evil 4?
Have not played it.
Well,
Okay.
what are your thoughts on Resident Evil in general?
I know next to nothing about the entire series. I am completely Resident Evil illiterate. All I know is what I've absorbed through Twitter osmosis about the tall lady. And, you know, good for her.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Good for her,
lady.
You know
Power
what?
that 9-foot.
Not for nothing, I feel like you having no knowledge of Resident Evil might make your possible participation even better.
Potentially,
whoa.
but we're not going to force it. So
Let's just say that Resident Evil 4, even though it is the 4th game of the series, you literally don't need any sort of prior knowledge to the series to even get into it, because it's stupid.
Like,
It's stupid in all the best ways.
Like, the
two
only
of them
real...
want- if-
Like, the only real connection it has is that, like, the main protagonist was also the one of the main protagonists in 2. Aside from that, there is literally nothing similar.
Basically, this is them, like, unofficially inviting you to participate in something like that, which actually would then be my leeway to actually bounce off and say, since we've been talking about No Straight Roads most of this entire commentary, if I had not already asked, Al, are there any franchises or games that you've been, like, you know, personally that you enjoy playing?
Oh boy, Jordan probably knows what I'm about to say.
But...
I have a giant, emotional, intense attachment to the Nights series by Sega. Nights into Dreams and Nights Journey of
right.
Dreams. That is
fantastic,
my
yeah.
drug. And before NSR completely took over my
Get all the
life this
burgers.
past year, I was going really hard on that.
Oh, hold the phone.
really?
You guys just noticed that right there.
Well, what happened?
Yep, he was being nice and giving, and since he was
Aw.
responding to Zook, he gave Zook all the burgers.
Oh,
Oh,
sweet. You know what? Wouldn't that be something if, like, you go through that, like, always being nice to Zook, meanwhile Mayday barely has any health? It's like, could I have some of those?
Meanwhile, on the switchboard, you wouldn't even realize what was happening.
Yeah. Well, not entirely, because you did notice that the overall pattern was a lot nicer there than anything else you dealt with previously.
And there,
It's
they have reconciled.
In a way, honestly, it's not too dissimilar to how the Toriel fight from Undertale was like, where at first she was giving you hell, but then by the end she's like, I can't do this.
Right, she had to change her heart.
And there you go.
How about a truce?
Truce. Come on.
Come on.
Wow, your hand is like the size of
Yeah.
my entire
Fucking
body.
huge, man, but
Bring
yeah,
it
give me
in.
a hug, bro.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, like, I know we talked about how, like, this is largely optional. There is a part of me that would have liked if had you gone out of the way to do all the DK West stuff, that he actually would have had, like, a play in, you know, kind of like how in, what's that?
oh, his hands are just so big, and that gets me every time.
They are.
Okay. Well, anyway, what I was saying is that, like, you know how in Breath of the Wild, where if you did go out of your way to free all the Divine Beasts, they would actually take down, like, a large chunk of, like, Calamity Ganon's health? I kind of would like something akin to that, where if you went out of your way to do all the West stuff, that he actually would come on and, like, help you fight with Tatiana or something.
Oh, that
Well,
might be
I mean-
cool.
That would be great. Though I will also say in defense of NSR at the moment, At the very least, they don't outright just, have him not participate for nothing. Like, he does outright say that, you guys go ahead without me. I'm gonna head on back to the countryside.
I know, I just say that
in a way, it's a bit of a passing of the torch from when DK used to be super against NSR, but, like, his rebellion didn't really go anywhere, but now he believes in his brother and his friend that they can actually do this.
You're welcome, buddy.
I also bring that up because I figured it'd be like a nice little like motivation to go through all of them.
Nice.
Brotherly love.
So yep, with that said, we are now finished with the DK West side quest. And it's not, but the part's not over just yet, because we do still have one last major thing we can go, look into. And then, yeah. That's gonna be, that was our last major chunk of getting fans, unless you do boss fights.
And now we got Rockin' Rodeo.
Yep, and our final notebook.
I'm really sorry, I just had like this dumb idea in my head where the minute I hear Rockin' Rodeo, I just imagine like Zook's riding on top of Mayday's shoulders and she's just like charging through hordes of enemies like a bull.
Oh no.
Nah, we're not doing that. Let's go put on our mods, because instead of Mars attack, I do believe I like... 1-1 Transformer is actually really good, because it actually will affect everything around you. Missile Launch is an incredible ranged attack.
Oh boy, that's a big one.
And then Mayday puts on a Zook mask, where now whenever she takes damage, Zook actually will get healed by it. So
Well,
that allows
that's
me to be
nice.
more of a tank.
Interesting.
But I'm going to take the missile.
Well, I want to ask, like, if she wears the Zook, like, I know, like, her damage gets transferred into health back to Zook. Will she still, like, will she still take damage regularly, even if it's buffing up Zook?
That I'm not sure, because I never tested it.
Yeah, like, even though we're picking the stuff now, I don't think we really use it in the fight against Tatiana.
Yeah.
Not that I immediately remember, anyway. But yeah, the burning air fashion, it's just like, yeah, no, Zook, you ever want to relive those days where, out from the goodness of her heart, she tried to amplify the stage for you?
Boy, do I! And then, yeah, Rockin' Rodeo is, again, similar to Shadow Dance. It's a massive ranged attack instead. It's a big old wave of it.
That being said, we stuck with Healing Boogaloo.
Last ability is what we want, and now we can take the helipad.
Oh boy!
Away!
Go, helicopter, go!
And again, the way this works is basically, whenever you're in these areas now, you can always find a phone booth and call up Ellie that way, because yes, they also gave her Ellie its own cell phone. Why not?
The Gator has a
but
cell
yeah, no,
phone. Of course she does.
But yeah, no. But yeah, since you were bringing that up earlier with like Knights, yeah, no, I love the Knights series as well. We covered the first two games, I guess the only two games. We didn't cover Christmas Knights though, but
And I think for the first game, we only just did that one as a look at.
Yeah,
right,
we did.
just the first level. But we did cover all of Journey of Dreams because I do unironically still like many aspects of it.
Yeah, like,
And-
I know one that Sealy loves going back to was, like, the tater tot thing.
Yeah. That was
But yeah,
fair.
like, I'm kind of like an... What I'm trying to say. I'm kind of like an average, like, Knights fan. Like, I'm not super deep into the lore, but I do appreciate it as a franchise. But I know, like, I go through it... It's kind of not dissimilar to why I go through Bendy. I go through Knight stuff because I know Jordan really loves it, and she really likes how I voice Riala, which leads to, like, a personal thing. A while ago,
There you
Al
are.
did a
Let me
cute
look
little
at the
comic
tree.
involving Knights that me and Jordan dubbed for them.
Oh yeah, I think that's actually
Aw.
how we became friends. You guys dubbed one of my comics.
Oh really?
Yeah, you
Huh.
dubbed the sword fighting comic.
Oh, I forgot that was you.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
And-
how we
and
became friends in the first place.
Yeah.
The freaking
The sword fight comic, aka the closest thing I'll ever get to voicing in shonen anime.
I told him, I said, you better give that scream your freaking all.
If she
I love the
dreams.
original. Because I love the original of that meme with that dude who just genuinely sounded like he could have been in movies while he was just like a college kid just swinging plastic swords around.
And I hope that did satisfy your anticipation, Logan.
It did. I guess while Jordy's not here at the moment, Al, what were your thoughts on Cannot James?
I'm sorry.
Close,
Can
we're
you
close.
can you say that again? I didn't hear you.
No worries. We didn't finish the whole thing. I was just saying we cannot do that one yet, James. But
Build this
we
up,
will
these
now.
things.
We will. But I will promise we'll unlock level 3 transformables before the final boss. But I was saying to you, Al, what were your thoughts on the Knight's kind of successor, Balin?
I didn't get as much into it. It looked like a really cool concept. Like, I thought it was really interesting as a spiritual successor, and just as its own thing. It looked really charming, and the design of it was really endearing. And it looked like a really neat concept to me, but when I heard... I didn't get a chance to actually play it, and when I heard all the stuff about how the gameplay actually went, I was a little disappointed, because it's just like, you know, I had hopes for that, and I had hopes for, you know, of course, the creator. Like, that he would...
All I'll really...
that it would be a success
sorry,
for
you
him,
finish.
but, you know, it was just kind of a sad situation, you know? Like...
All I'll say is that, like, even though a lot of the critique is valid, I still think it probably is a good idea if you do try it for yourself just to see how much of the critique holds water, because I do know that, like, you know, as much as people love being pissy about that game, it doesn't apply to a lot of people. Like, I actually have a lot of voice actor friends that tried the game out, and they actually really loved it in spite of the faults that it has.
I will say,
I will say the vitriol does not seem nearly as warranted. Like, some of the critique is just mean, and I'm listening to it, and I'm just like, okay, is this how you actually feel, or is this hyperbole to be funny in a weird way? Because it's just like, I don't think it could possibly be that bad.
I think we were talking about in our commentary. We think it was like we think a lot of it is hyperbole being latched on because it's an easy thing to make fun of and thus, you know, get views and
that. Let's not kid ourselves. The whole situation felt very much the same as what happened with Mighty Number 9.
Right, like it's just, oh wow, this is something that's easy to make.
I
But
was
gonna say real quick, actually, real quick, James, you were suggesting something to Al though, if they were wanting to pick up the game.
If you do plan on giving the game a shot, then by all means go ahead. But please, only do it through a price drop, and so long as it's not the Switch version.
Right, the Switch version is not very optimized. So uncomfortable, this eye pyramid.
I know, right?
Oh, I want one. I want one for my living room, and I want to make it carpeted so that my cat can play on it.
I mean, I could see that. Just please don't.
Now.
Just please don't make it so that the eyes, like pupils, are actually like holes for the cat.
I'm going to do that now.
Honestly, you say that. I was just concerned about the eyes being there to begin with, and the cats are like, "Human, why is the scratching post staring at me?"
I already have enough paranoia of the wall as it is.
Squidney's a herbo, but I don't think she's that much of a herbo.
Oh, her name is Squidney. That's cute.
Her name is Squidney, and she's my baby.
Alrighty. Well, with that said, everybody, join us in the next part where I will have now done every single refight, so we can just mass grind out all the fans needed, and then we're going to, you know, finally start, you know, confront Tatiana, bring about the end of their reign.
We're gonna go fight my wife.
Yes, we are. Till next time, everybody.
Bye.
Squidney.